Alright.
Hello everyone, today I would like to tell you a short conversation between two people, the man and the woman. Let's begin with a question for one. Conversation 1. The woman said to the man that they had planned the meeting for that afternoon. However, when Miss Johnson had arrived the night before, they had postponed it. And the man wanted to know if she would be there the day after. And the woman replied to him that probably not. And she had a call that evening to say they should reschedule the meeting the week after. Conversation 2. The man said to the woman that his secretary had made a reservation for him for the 16th of January, and the woman wanted to know if how many days, and the man replied to him that for 6. However, if his wife came, he would stay until the 26th. Conversation 3. The man complained to the woman that he had been waiting for an hour, and the woman replied to him that he would be there for another 30 minutes at least, because the police weren't letting anyone through until 6. And the man replied to her that he should have had a stay at their office. Conversation 4. And the woman said to the man that she were going to take Friday off and not come back until Tuesday, and the man were happy to hear that, and the woman replied to him that except she had told to be there first thing Monday morning. Conversation 5. And the woman wanted to know if this the last train to Oscar, and the man disagreed with her, and he commented there were 2 more after that, and they had left every 30 minutes. And the woman replied to, and the woman thought 8:30 had been too early for the last train. Conversation 6. The man said to the woman that the meeting Friday morning would be over by noon, so he would be home the day after. And the woman replied to him that they were having company Sunday, so she hoped he would be there. And the man said that he would be home before then. Conversation 7. The woman said to the man that she would be gone until the 2 weeks after, and the man replied to her that that means she would be back too late to have them. And the woman thought it was okay, and her lawyer was coming in that afternoon. The man complained that conversation 8. And the man said to the woman that it was so really hot that day, and the woman replied to him that according to the record, the last time it had been that hot in July 1970, and the man was surprised by that, and she commented that had been his 8th wedding anniversary. Conversation 9. And the woman A said to the woman B that their Australian plane wouldn't be ready until June, and the woman B replied to her that that were too late because they had to be operational in January, and the woman A commented that June was the earliest because we need 6 more months. Conversation 10. And the man said to the woman that press call had started by in their stop shortly before, and the woman wanted to know how many shares they had with them. And the man replied to him that in October they had about 15,000, and they must had over 6% then, and that's and at that rate 8% by January. And let's talk about supplement of time. Conversation 1. The woman said to the man that she was really tired that day, and they hadn't get back their trip too late the night before. And the man agreed with her, and he told that he just has spent a week in the mountains, and he wanted to know how it had been. and the woman thought it had been fantastic, and she could remember the last time she had some much fun, and she wanted to know if the man were planning to take a vacation soon, and the man disagreed with her because not until after July, and the man commented that he had to wait to return his business trip to Hong Kong, and he was planning to rent the house at the beach for the first week of August. Conversation 2. The man said to the woman that they need to plan the following day meeting, and it was scheduled to start at 8:30, and he thought they could have the hand to financial reports first, and the woman thought that were fine with her, and she wanted to know if they should speak second because she tried to introduce to New York projects, and the man were happy to hear that, and he thought it would be time for a coffee break, and he suggested putting Tom's presentation after the coffee break, and that should take a lunch. And the woman thought it was fine, and after lunch they could go over the quarterly report and organize the plan in a committee, and she thought they can manage to cover everything before the end of the day. Conversation 3. And the woman complained to the man that the woman said to the man that she was terrible sorry, and because she didn't see his name anywhere on the reservation list, and the man replied to her that he had called to his reservation 4 weeks ago, and he had reserved a single room for them twice a week, and he saw the reservation number, and the woman told that they just didn't decide to have her there. However, she could do that, and she would give him a double room for 2 nights, and just of she single then on Wednesday she can move to single room for the rest of the week, and look. She would give a voucher good for 3 dinners in the restaurant, and the man agreed with her, and he thought that would count and pay for a meal ticket. Conservation 4. And the man said to the woman that their boss would be leaving just 5 minutes for the Natural History Museum, and the woman were happy to hear that, and she hoped they spent all morning there, and the man replied to her that actually they would have to leave there by at 11. Then if it didn't rain, and they would have walking to some of nearby monuments before arriving around restaurant for lunch at 12, and then next off to the art museum for afternoon. And the woman complained to the man that a walking tour, and she hoped they didn't have to walk too far, and she also have to wait until the day after to get to the shopping district. Conversation 5. The woman said to the man that she had tried to call him the night before. However, he had gone home, and she wanted to know if the man had been where the man had been, and the man replied to her that he had been watching the movie with some friend after work, and he took her to call him that morning because he had knew of the day before, and the woman was sorry about that because she had forgotten, and she wanted to know if the man was still an interesting simply because she wanted to buy the ticket that day, and she could get them for Friday or Saturday night or Sunday afternoon, and the man replied to her that he had gone to afternoon them at night to them for Sunday, Thanks for listening. Goodbye.